Hey, darling, I'm glad to have you on today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you. I'm so excited to have you on here to talk about your journey, to share this with other people. Um, and we just want to kind of dig right into this. This is your talk. Really, share with you what you feel is that you want to share with the public out there. But I think your story is very special, um, from where you've come from to where you are today with us. And so for me, the first thing that I want to kind of ask to kind of pull this out is, okay, who are you? How old are you? What's your life like? Mom, married. Talk to us a little bit about who you are.
So my name is Sarell Hochstetler. I I will be 40, the big 40 this year.
Hey, baby.
Um, and I'm a wife, a mom of three, and a grandma to one. Um, we live out in the country. We've got a little mini farm going on, lots of moving parts. And yeah, we're always busy, always on the go.
Awesome. Awesome. But what made you decide to reach out to me?
Being sick and tired of being sick and tired,
No doubt.
literally. Um, Watching other people's experiences and wondering what was shifting made me curious. So I reached out to somebody else that was working with you and got some more information. And at the initially, it wasn't the right time, but it just kind of burnt in my mind for a while. Um, I just had this little tiny, tiny glimmer of hope, which is about all I had,
Hmm.
that it could be better potentially. That's kind of where I started from. Like I'm tired of being exhausted and hormonal and feeling like, is this literally all there is to life? Because this kind of sucks.
Wow. I think, is this all there is to life? That's a big comment. That's a big statement. Um, how many people do you think are just out there just wondering, is this it? Because I don't feel like this is all that great. I'm not feeling quite amazing.
Yeah,
How long have you felt like that?
years, 15 plus years. I think it just progressively got worse because I did the yo-yo thing and, oh well, let's just do this quick fix, or oh there's new this health fad going on or whatever. And I would try it. I would never stick to it. I never trusted that I would stick to it, and it always left me feeling miserable, so it just compounded over the years.
Hmm.
So
What would you say were some of the biggest pieces of that struggle that you were specifically struggling with when we began working together?
exhaustion to the point that I didn't enjoy life. I was completely content to be on the couch, um, multiple naps every day because I just couldn't get it moving. Um, Major depression, anxiety, constant mood swings, just feeling hopeless,
How was your sleep?
awful. there's no way to, there's no way. I would be so exhausted throughout the day that I felt like I was constantly wanting to take a nap. But yet, when my head hit the pillow, as exhausted as I was, it was not happening. I was waking up 5, 6 times a night, every single night, and just being frustrated that why am I seeing every single hour of the clock all night long? And I wake up and I'm still exhausted the next day.
My goodness. So that's
So,
kind of lining up like how you were feeling when you got here. Um, were there any things, any skills that you felt like you were lacking when you got here initially?
yeah, I would say self discipline, belief in
Hmm.
myself that I could accomplish anything long term. Um, I just struggled with consistency. Oh my gosh, consistency with anything. One simple little thing I couldn't be consistent on. So there was just, I flew by the seat of my pants on a daily basis and
Hmm.
hoped that I survived the day. That's pretty much where I was at.
Wow. And today, um, in those areas of skill development? How confident, tell me about your confidence in those areas now.
It's night and day different. Um, Literally night and day different. I'm sleeping insanely good, but my consistency is recognizing the patterns that need to happen for me to feel better. Um, Staying on top of what I'm supposed to be doing, what I know benefits me, what makes me feel the best. So the consistency is completely turned around. I hated that word. That was like a cuss word to me. So that is turned around. The belief has completely turned around. The fact that I'm doing it, like I'm actually showing up for myself, and that blows my mind consistently. There's the word.
That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? To see what you're really capable of, right? We have these abilities in us. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of guidance to get there, to pull it out. I'm very proud of you. So proud of all the changes and the shifts that you've made. Those are not easy at all. It's so easy not to do these things. And it keeps us trapped, trapped for a very long time in our life. All right. So since you've been here, how would you gauge some of the things you were feeling like overall with your health that you talked about in the beginning? How are they now? How are you feeling in those areas so far?
Completely different. I'm sleeping so much better. I didn't know I could sleep this good. Waking up maybe once a night, sometimes not at all.
How much did you
And
wake up before?
like 5 or 6 times.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah. So I'm sleeping so much better. So logically, I'm having more energy throughout the day. Um, the fatigue is going down. The mental clarity that's happening is something it wasn't even on my radar. I didn't realize how fogged I was
Mm,
until I started healing. So my outlook on life and everything, even from it's just, it feels different. I feel like a different person. I feel more like myself the way I felt before, but an improved version.
improved, absolutely improved. You don't even look like the same person to me, to be very honest. Um, from our beginning to where we are now, just looking at the glow in your skin and the sparkle in your eye, but mostly that confidence. How do you feel about your confidence these days, just in the world?
I just feel like I move differently. I don't, little things that I'm making decisions on a daily basis. Normally, I lived by everybody else's opinions.
Hmm.
One little potentially negative comment would have me in my bed in tears. Um, I had my value in what everybody else told me I was, or what I thought that people thought I was. And
Hmm.
now I guess I've just proven to myself what I'm capable of. So that other people's opinions don't matter as much to me anymore. So I'm just more confident. I don't stress about the little things anymore, and I just feel better. So
Beautiful. What was it like to put yourself first?
hmm. That took me a while. um I think as moms, especially, and as wives, it is extremely hard. We feel like we're being selfish. Little things like taking a bath with the right ingredients that I know was going to help my body felt selfish initially.
Hmm.
Um, but once I'm seeing the results of, no, this is what I need to do, because if I can't show up for myself, I realized how little I was truly showing up, even when I thought I was showing up for my family and my friends and my husband. I felt like I'm doing the thing. One foot in front of the other. But until I started prioritizing myself, I didn't realize I was just surviving, showing
Ooh,
up. They weren't getting the full Sarell. They weren't getting that. They were just getting survival Sarell. And there's a huge difference.
yeah, we're looking at the thrival Sorrel now, you know?
Yeah.
There's so many things we can do to survive, but thriving is a whole nother beast. It's a whole nother opportunity that I want the whole world to have, because most of us are just like that. We're just barely getting through things. But to have something extra in the tank, to truly hit the finish line every day with your chest out and your head up, it's an amazing feeling that makes you want to get up the next day, right? What's your family say? What have others said about you and this, this shift that you've had, this transformation you're going through?
I knew you were going to pull something out that's going to make me cry. I just knew
Oh.
it. It's been really cool to watch them, because I've done so many things over the years to try to get healthy. And I just quit to, not very far into it. When I first started with you, there was not a lot of belief from a lot of people in me. And probably because I was exuding that onto them, that I didn't believe in myself for so long. Now I'm getting comments all the time about, oh, you're really doing this. Like, mom's leading the way. Let's do this. Mom's doing this. We can do this. Let's make this decision. Or, my parents saying that they've gotten their daughter back, and like, I'm not at my goal.
No.
But a few months into this, for my family to be like, hey, we enjoy being around you now. Like, we love talking to you. You aren't so skeptical. You aren't so negative. You aren't looking for what's potentially wrong in a situation. You're just a joy to be around again. And that's priceless, to have your family and relationships that mean the most to you recognize that they've gotten you back. When you didn't realize that you had been gone, I knew I was at a low point. I knew I was miserable. I didn't realize how other people saw that in me. I just thought I concealed it pretty well. I put on a smile. I did the things. I showed up for the things. I did all that. But for them to actually see, no, there's a light in you now. There's a joy in you now. You move differently. We want to be around you. We want to spend time in your space. That is priceless.
So big. That is huge. That is an absolute quality that I look for in every client we work with. And that is leadership. Not many people realize that when they get here, one of the things that we're going to instill in you is leadership. First for yourself, walking the walk and talking the talk, but attracting so many other people to be looking at you and seeing what you're doing and knowing what's possible. Because this isn't impossible to do. Would you think that the things that we've asked of you to do here are so incredulous and so hard that most people would not be able to do them?
No, there's never been anything that I thought, like, it's just shifting your mind. It's just shifting your mind to make baby steps. If you're going to make baby steps to do a fad diet, why not do it the right way? Why not make baby steps to heal instead of just put a Band-Aid on it? Because I did that for 20 years.
That makes a lot of sense to me. And you're definitely, we ripped off some Band-Aids, right?
We ripped off a few.
We're going to take these Band-Aids off and let them heal up. We're going to let them scab over appropriately, so that they can be done. They can be done. They can be behind us forever. I just believe your execution never had to be perfect, and getting out of that perfectionist mindset was definitely a big piece for your journey so far, and learning how to do it dirty on the days that we have less faith. We have a little less belief that day, but taking what we do have and leveraging what's our best for the day. What's what I got right now that I can take a positive step forward with. And you exemplify, you epitomize that behavior. And that's the truest behavior of change in anything in our life that's necessary, because there's going to be some good days. There's going to be some challenging days. and our ability to show up is going to vary. We have to become comfortable in knowing that that's part of the journey, right?
Yeah.
And it is uncomfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your heart, what do you think has been the most challenging thing you've done so far?
I think the most challenging thing has just been allowing myself to be open-minded, um, because I've pushed myself to far past limits that I thought it wasn't even on the horizon. Like
Mm,
the things that I've accomplished, the mindset has been a big thing that I'm proud of, that takes a lot of work, that's not always pretty. But recognizing those things and being able to see like, whoa, I actually did that. I think that's just been the hardest thing, is just conquering the mindset of the limiting beliefs that I think so many people have ingrained in them, that like, I could do this, but I could never do what they're doing, or I could never accomplish what they're accomplishing, because that was me. That was me behind social media, watching other people achieve things and going, I don't have it in me.
mm.
And then to see, oh my gosh, I can do this. I can do hard things. And the hard things are not hard. It's just putting yourself first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And everybody gets those blocks, from time to time, but we can get better at removing them. And then it's too soon to learn that they're not real.
Mm-hmm.
They're not real. We can get rid of them. We never have to have those blocks again in our life. If we focus on what's really important and what our capabilities are. And I think you continuously show us day in and day out how to make these steps, how to make this work, how to dig your heels in from time to time when you're just like, no, I got to dig my heels in this week. I just got to. It's not a week of I'm going to kind of do it or want to do it. No, I'm going to make a dramatic shift this week and put the power in play, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we go through these ebb and flow cycles throughout the process. Do you feel like you've been rushed while you've been here?
No, no, the furthest thing from it. What I love is the fact that even though sometimes it frustrates me, that the right times to go, okay, you're ready. You're ready to go to the next step. That's still a mindset that I'm still conquering, of going, are you sure? Are you sure I'm ready? Are you sure? And you're like,
Yeah.
yes, you're ready. Um, so I never have felt like, okay, why are you taking so long to master this skill? I've never felt that way. Um, but it's just the right amount of, okay, take your time. Nothing has been hurry, 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 get this, learn how to do this or learn how to do that. And oh, you made a mistake, so now we have to go back to ground zero. It's never been that. It's just like, okay, which that alone has been a big mental thing for me, since I had this vision of, well, if I messed up, I just messed up. Like, I'll start again next week. Like, how many
Mhm.
of us think that way?
Yeah.
And I realized, okay, I can mess up on one little thing and I can go, okay, and I can pick back up and go again and and finish strong. So
If you were to sum up in one statement or one idea, what would you say has been so different about working with us here at NewBill Health versus anything else you've done in the past?
you treat the whole person. It's not a matter of, okay, well, let's get this right from a cellular level and then figure it out on your own, white knuckle it. It's not, you get the whole package. What is important to that person? I don't feel like I've ever had you say, well, let me just pull out my notebook here and this is what we do for da 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 da. I've always felt like it is tailored to me when I'm ready. There's no just one clear path, and it covers everything. It covers the spiritual side, the emotional side, if that's what you're into. It covers that. It covers the physical, obviously. It covers your environment. it's just a whole person approach versus, and I've never ever felt like I'm bothering you, or I just have that one-on-one that's like, I actually care about the whole person instead of just, okay, next client, next client. I've never felt that way.
It's a beautiful thing to have a relationship, you know, and that's why having a client like yourself, it's a lifelong commitment. You know, when we bring you into the family, we're going to help you get well acutely, you know, over the whatever period of time that takes, but we've always got your back as long as I'm on the planet, you know, and I mean that with every sense of my being, to make that connection known and shown throughout the process. And some people aren't ready for that at first. They don't believe, but we want to love on you that hard. But love is, as you well know, is a big center of our practice here. It starts with the love of self, but then loving what we're doing and loving the partnership and having a relationship with your practitioner coach, not just I'm another number in the bucket. You know, this is the time slot I fill, and good luck, right? Here's your plan and good luck. Yeah, we don't do the here's your plan and good luck strategy here. So sister, thank you so much for sharing everything that you've shared with us so far. Last thing I got to ask you is, if there is anybody in your life that you thought would benefit working with us, what would you tell them about us? What would you say?
Don't let anything stand in your way. Quiet the outside voices of, well, what if this doesn't work, or what if that doesn't work, or I've read this, or I've read that. Stay off of Google. You know, when we try to heal our health with Google, it usually doesn't end well. And so I would just say, have an open mind and just ask yourself, instead of what if they asked me to do this, or what if they asked me to do this, or I don't know what this is going to look like. What's the unknown going to look like? Instead of going there in your mind, go in with the mindset of, but what if this changes everything?
Yeah. What if it changes everything? What if we get everything? Oh, you're amazing. No, tears are always welcome here. It's a form of our communication. We're real people doing real human help, getting to the root of all the issues and the traumas and the things that have driven us to do what we've done to ourselves, and also understanding what others may have done to us as well, you know, along the way, either professionally or from a family relationship. It all matters. It's all in here. It doesn't just dissipate into the night. And the more well we get, the lighter we become, right? It's just more release. We're releasing not just toxins and body weight. We're releasing bad thoughts and traumas and, you know, unmended things. You know, we can mend them now. We can face them and never allow them to haunt us again. And I'm so excited about where you are. We're obviously not done. We're still making strides every day together. And I can't wait to see what the next video is going to be like for you. I'm so proud of everything that you've done to this day. I'm so happy that God brought us together to do this work. It's beautiful work we're doing. And you are the light. You are absolutely the beacon of hope for others now. You're leading in wellness in your home, and even extended beyond your home. People are taking major notice all over the place. It's good to see all your lights on, girl. You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. Wellness is within you. Thank you so much for being a member here with NewBill Health, and thank you for sharing your story. All right.
Absolutely.